This is a fun birthday girl, like I'm saying. She's just a little bit shy
Don't have to find my way now that I'm on my own. But I remember just the other day.
It's hour 13 or 14. I'm not really sure which one because I'm really bad at math. I have creative brain. So, it's really cold in here and I'm sleepy.
We have to keep our history alive. We have to keep it relevant. Our history receives no attention.
After I attended IFL, my flight was delayed until 9 the next morning. I was supposed to leave out around 2:55 p.m. the previous day. They kind of gave us false hope. They kept delaying 20 minutes at a time every hour or an hour per hour. And I was communicating with a friend I had made, Anna Maria. We were in different terminals. We had agreed that we would room together if both of us got stuck at the airport. By the grace of God, she was able to fly directly home. A friend of mine, Angelo, I also met at AFL, was able to take the last plane to Houston. If I had known that mine would get delayed till 9 the next morning, I would have tried to get on his flight. There were no more planes to Houston. The weather was really bad. Planes were arriving late. And I just decided that I did not want to go back into the city of Fort Lauderdale and Miami alone. So I decided to camp out in the airport. I applied to IFL on somewhat of a whim. I was scrolling Facebook and Instagram one night and I saw Frank's video about IFL and I figured, why not? Why not me? Operating purely off instinct and intuition, I created a new resume in the middle of the night and I poured my heart out into my submission. Just a few months before, I had participated in a stage production at my local community theater. It wasn't until after the production closed did I find out that my Aunt Brenda also did productions at the same theater on the same stage in the 70s and 80s. This production was so healing to my inner child, and I really felt like she was my angel who had placed me on that journey. Aunt Brenda was the keeper of ancestry and genealogy in our family, and I firmly believe that it's been placed on my shoulders in the next generation to step into that role. It was quite emotional, and it was a bit of an experience staying in the airport. But I felt a lot safer doing that than going back out into the city alone. I started noticing signs all around me that I was being guided and protected, even still. I love Hello Kitty, and I was so shocked to find a skateboard in the women's bathroom that had Hello Kitty on the back. And I was like, you know what? This is a sign. I'm going to remain positive throughout this experience, and I know that it's for a reason. Let's go. What else? If anyone asks, this belongs to me. Whoever lost this, just know I'm sorry. Like, I'll take good care of her, okay? IFL was one of the most rewarding and amazing experiences of my life. Growing up in the South, I did have my family. So grateful that I came from a very large family. My dad was the youngest of 9 kids. By the time I came around, all of my cousins were full grown, so I had second cousins who were my age, just a really large family. But it did have its challenges in the South. I can't count the times I had other children ask me, was my dad in the mob? I've been asked before, was I even allowed to vote with a last name like mine? So to be around other people who have gone through those similar experiences, it felt like home. And I just felt so validated, and I most certainly felt guided to this experience. I felt like I was right where I needed to be at the exact right moment, and IFL took my spark and made it a flame, and I'm so grateful. And I love everyone that I was able to meet. I tried to shake every hand possible before the weekend was over, and I'm so honored that I'll have the opportunity to return to AIFL. I got home and I immediately started reaching my hand out into the community to connect with other Italian Americans and see what we can't do to bring some culture into our city in small town USA, Mississippi.
The heron and the otter are my friend, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. To the blue corn moon, you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
So that was a clip of me being in absolute disbelief that Colors of the Wind from the Disney movie Pocahontas was playing over the airport radio. After I found the Hello Kitty skateboard, Pocahontas has always been one of my favorite movies. I just felt like sign after sign from my angels was revealing itself to me. Okay, so it's freezing in here because there's so many windows, and it's, obviously it's really cold temperatures outside. So I'm bundled up. I got a coat out of my suitcase, my gloves. I got a shirt to lay over my bag. Got my little neck pillow. Obviously I'm indoors, but this is almost kind of like a softcore what it's like to be homeless experiment. And that is really like making me emotion. Yeah. So before I take a little nap, I'm gonna say really, really, really good prayer for all the homeless people that are in the cold. By morning, I was sleep deprived, I was emotional, I was cold, I was just really ready to get home to my family. And I met the most amazing airline employee that I could have met. She was helping me to figure out what would happen when I got to Houston because I was concerned about my connecting flight that obviously I had missed, or that would be pushed back. Actually, it was canceled. She asked me if I was Italiano, and I said, yes. And she pronounced my name correctly, and she asked me why I slept in the airport all night, and I started crying. I said, I'm alone. I could barely speak. She was an absolute angel. My airline angel, it was pretty incredible that we met, that she was the one who was able to help me the morning after I slept in the airport, who turned out to also be Italian American. I was able to tell her about AIFL. She's going to share it with her young adult children, and they're going to try to attend AFL 3 next year. What a blessing. I felt like everything happens for a reason in that moment. Tutto accade per un motivo. I mean, what a story to tell. I knew that I had to tell this story, and I'm so blessed that I met her. She gave me a meal voucher. She gave me a big hug. We exchanged information. The most unbelievable thing happened next. As I boarded my flight, I heard Brown Eyed Girl playing for a short amount of time. I don't know where it came from. I don't believe that the airline was playing music. It may have been from someone's phone on the flight. I don't even know. But I knew in that moment that I was still being guided by my angels, by my aunt. Just an incredible experience. And I wanted to share it all with you all. Another really cool thing was my husband pointed out when I got home that the music that was playing in the background of when I was getting ready to go to sleep in the airport was from Forrest Gump. One of my absolute favorite quotes is from that movie. I don't know if we're all floating around accidental like on a breeze or if we have a purpose, but maybe it's both at the same time.
How you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes it's almost become thinking about just making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you. A brown-eyed girl, you my brown-eyed girl. You look on the way, everybody now. We used to sing la 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 la, just like that.